Sponsored by degenerates like us. What's happening, people? You're tuning in to Comedy by Coincidence. It's episode 174. And we're having a great time. All right, everybody. We're here. We're in the clear. We're coming to you live from Davis Studios North. And what's happening? It's your boy Chris Hippie Davis coming to you live. St. Louis. Joined by my favorite comedian over there.
What up?
What's happening?
It be Ty.
We coming to you live. It is Saturday, April. No, it's May. It's May, bitches. It's May 3rd. And stuff is not stuff's popping, bro. We here. We doing it. We're loud and clear. How are you doing this week, brother?
I'm doing all right. You know, I went to stand up on Monday, and then the rest of the week I just took off because it's like I'm about to go international again for the first time in a year, so I needed to get my shit in a row, ducks in line.
Yeah.
And then it was just one of those like it's and I know it's false thinking, but it was almost like it's a waste of time to go this week. I don't know why. In my head, I just had it. It's a waste of time to go this week. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not that it's a hobby, right? Because it's more than that.
Yeah.
If anybody said my playing in a band was a hobby, I'd smack them, or we'd have words. You know what I mean? But like, is it a priority all the time? No. We got, and I think that's the thing. We have our priorities in line. Okay, I got family and shit that takes precedent most times, but for you don't got the family, you ain't got the house, you ain't got the dogs, you ain't got the cats, but the priority is keeping your ass out of trouble. Am I right?
Yeah, which is going to be increasingly hard to do, but
yes,
we try.
So we're going international. Where's Ty Young going now?
We're going to Brazil on Thursday, bro. That's right. Some of the best asses in the Western Hemisphere viewed by yours truly. All right. Like, no offense, but America's lacking. We're lacking.
Agree.
We need to start doing some experimental injections. They allow those down in Brazil. Just pack some packing peanuts in there. Like, we can improve this situation that we have here.
Ozembic's done the number on asses in America. Okay. In fact,
I think honestly, Ozempic, I know genocidal is not the right word, but it feels like it's targeted action against curves.
Against fat people, yes. Did you say curbs? Like
I said curves, man.
Curves. Okay, I was like, why are we bringing the curds in here? I think you said
exactly.
If anything, we're more like curds. CURDS. You know what I mean? Anyways, Yeah, targeted action against fat people. I think it's wrong. What are you gonna do when you got RFK in office trying to? That's the war he's waging. The war on fat
Well, I mean, it's
and processing. What you gonna do? Oh, and what you gonna do?
I mean, here's my entire issue with RFK, right? Is that he's not wrong. You know what I mean? Like, is that he's actually, like, when it comes to the food stuff he's talking about, he's right. He's totally right. However, step off of my Taco Bell, bro. You know,
Yeah.
like, don't you dare adjust Baja Blast because of your health shit.
Can I say this?
You gotta allow for both in this land of freedom that we have, because if you put the entire population on chemical detox all at once, I feel like it's gonna be worse than Mad Max up in this bitch for a couple months.
Maybe that's why everybody's so angry on the roads and in general. But I shop at Aldi's. Okay, my favorite. I always get two cereals. Right, I get a Honey Nut Cheerios, off-brand. You know, because supposedly good for your heart health. But then two, bro, the other one I don't give a shit. That's my healthy cereal. My reward cereal. Long day. Always eat cereal in bed at night. At very last thing. It's like having breakfast before you even gotta wake up. I get the off-brand Cookie Crisp. I think it's literally just called cookies or something. Cookies or something. You know.
Yeah.
They have not had the cookies or the peanut butter and chocolate fake Reese's at Aldi since this election, dude. And every other cereal has been overstocked. So I'm like, what the fuck, RFK? What the fuck? You taking away my cookie cereal? It's bullshit.
Now, I understand your pain, Chris. I have been there before in the weeds without the crisp. And I must say, one, I need to write down that line. I somehow like it. And two, it's I have a solution brought to you from the fat king of this podcast, Ty Young. All right, so Aldi's, they sell oatmeal cookies with icing on it.
Yeah.
Right? If you just they're very dry cookie. Like,
They have to
don't
have milk,
smoke
dude.
some weed and then eat those cookies,
Yeah.
because it'll cut your mouth to shit. All right? You know, it's definitely a have lubricant available type of situation with those cookies. But you take those cookies, just don't even open the package, smash it up with a hammer, and throw it inside the cereal to your desired bite-sized likeness, and it will be almost the same.
Right. And then I've been taking all these chocolate chip cookies and doing the same thing. So I'm on the same wavelength as you. We're out here thinking like geniuses. So, okay, you're going to Brazil on Thursday. I'm leaving for Costa Rica on Friday. And I got to say, gang, I don't think there's going to be an episode next week. Okay? If there is an episode uploaded, you guys are lucky and consider yourselves lucky. But we will be back for sure in 2 weeks ish. Okay? How long are you in Brazil, my friend?
I am going to be in Brazil. I'm also writing down this line, so I'm not ignoring you. I really like that line.
You got to remember the crisp, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to be in Brazil until June 24th.
Fuck, that's a while. Okay. Are you bringing podcast supplies?
Always, bro.
Always. Okay. I don't think I am bringing any to Costa Rica just because this is your boy's first time out of the country. So I don't, you know what? I'm traveling light and I'm only going to be there for 5 days. So I got to get it all in as much as I can. What you going to do? You know what I mean?
So. Yeah, I get you. Plus, I mean, it's just the nature of being Chris Davis Studios North. You have far more equipment than I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in order for us to actually pull off a podcast, I do need a little bit more stuff than what Ty's got. So it's not like he is the traveling podcast guru, but someone's still got to record the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I will say right here, I will try my best to spice up the background with the podcast for On Location Suits. I know it has been a fan favorite in the past. However, this is South America we're talking about here.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm holding a very expensive microphone in my hand, and I don't
most people
want to
don't
be
need
held
to
up
see
at
that.
gunpoint again. So
Again.
most likely, it won't like happen that much.
When was the last time you were held up at gunpoint?
The last time I was in Brazil, I was working for a different company, and I was just on my walk home, and when the the police officer was just driving by, stopped, got out of his car, and the procedure for the police officer to leave his vehicle inside Brazil is to automatically draw his weapon. And then when he's talking to you, it's pointed at you.
Yes.
So I had a short conversation. He was just curious because I was dressed as an American. And he was like, hey, man, you're walking towards a bad area. And I was like, my hotel is 2 blocks away from that bad area. I know where I'm going. And he was like, all right, have a good day. And I said, you too. It was a very casual, nice conversation.
With a gun
surprisingly,
involved.
he spoke English instead of Portuguese. So it was just one of those. The gun was pointed at me the entire time.
Okay. Standard procedure calls for standard procedure.
Yeah. It's a different culture, different place. It's one of the. All right. So in downtown St. Louis, can you still walk around with your phone in your hand?
Yeah, in places.
Yeah. You can't do that in Brazil.
Hell no.
Your phone will be gone instantly.
At least in Costa Rica, I'm going to be on the resort for almost the whole time, but there's going to be 1 or 2 adventures out, and I'm going to be traveling light with like little to no money on me. So,
yeah, no, Costa Rica's a different beast and animal altogether. I mean, it's tourist friendly. It caters specifically for Americans, so you'll be fine in Costa Rica.
Now, if ever I can get off that island, right?
Which island are you trying to go to, Chris?
No, I'm just kidding. Costa Rica's for sure Central American mainland right next to Panama, but damn if it didn't take us a while to figure that out. That took us way too long to figure out. Okay, real quick, couple things. So you pretty much had a light week of packing and just getting ready for this trip. You hit 1 open mic. Did your open mic go okay?
It was all right. So I went to the free spot in Lakewood Ranch, Florida.
Sure.
Where you don't have to pay. And I just instantly got the feeling I don't want to be here the second I stepped in, because it was the same cast of characters, no new audience members. I've been feeling this way about this mic for a while. They're lovely people. I do like going and performing my newest possible shit for them. However, I had nothing really new to work on that I wanted to work on there. So, I just said hello and then immediately left, and I drove up to the Gimmick in Ybor. Paid my $5. Got on stage maybe an hour later. And it was 6 audience members and then some comedians standing in the back. It was kind of a light night. But I lost them. I should have stuck with talking about how I look. I should have done a full 5 minutes on that. It's been a while since I pulled out that 5. But instead I tried to do some new stuff, and boy, did that not work. So
that's okay. Hey, you got to take a chance and do the new stuff. That's the only way it happens and gets better. Yeah. So I get it.
So, and yeah, that's the only open mic I did this week. The rest of the week, it's one of those just work and then searching Amazon for the stuff I need, because half of it doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. And that is not a tariff thing for any of you politically hallucinating cult members. That is a they don't make it anymore thing. That's a evolution of technology.
Bro, just like I was trying to Amazon a mono wheel, like not the ones that you see today that are like people riding on their foot and it's a single wheel. I want a 19th century full single wheel wrapped around me with an engine, motorcycle style mono wheel. They don't even make it anymore.
Yep.
What are we doing here?
Exactly.
So, anyways, that'd be very dope.
All right, so you know what a gyroscope is?
Yeah.
All right, what I want is a gyroscope car, like a mono wheel gyroscope car,
Lit.
because they see in the I can't remember the exact dates, but in the 1800s when they were doing the railroad across the country, you know, the Trans-America Railroad, all that stuff, Union Pacific on one side, some other company on the other side, who clearly lost because I don't remember their name.
Right.
It's they were looking at the designs for the train cars, and one guy came out and figured out that if you put a gyroscope in the middle of the train car, you can just have it be one wheel. So, I mean, you're talking thousands of pounds of freight. You can imbalance it however you want, and it would never fall over.
Yeah, it'd be a single rail instead of two rails, too.
Yeah,
if I remember
and that's
right.
the reason why we didn't go with that design. You know, a technological marvel. And we went with a two-rail design because then we could sell more tracks and lay more feet.
And hook the steel company up. Yep, you know it. But what you gonna do? That's America for you, bro.
Capitalism, baby.
About Chris. Let's talk about Chris real quick. Chris has just been
wait, no,
fucking
my
busy.
apologies. I'm sorry.
No,
Chris,
you're
how
good.
are you doing?
No, it's cool. I'm here already. We did go to a Cardinals game last night with the whole band of Betty's Promise. That was pretty tight. We had a good time.
Mostly just followed the Blues game.
Dude, it was kind of crazy. It was a pissing match where each team was like getting 1 point and then getting 2 points and then getting 2 points to cover for the first couple innings until the Mets had a 4-point inning and we just never recovered, dude. It
Something
sucked.
else of note, we had 3 major events going on downtown sports-wise at the same time, like 7 start, 7:15 start.
Yeah.
We had football, hockey, and baseball going on in tandem.
The traffic was abominable. People are just, and I said this earlier, but people are just angry and losing their goddamn minds on the roads and in general right now. So, like, we almost got hit 3 times, not because of my driving. On the way out there, it was a fucking nightmare. I will say we were all stupid high because took like a bunch of edibles and this and that, and it was Grateful Dead night up at the ballpark, so had a motherfucking good time once we got there, but again, lost the game, and it's a little disheartening when that happens. With the Grateful Dead night, you buy these theme tickets and whatever, you know, it's like if a normal ticket's $20, you pay an extra $20 and you get a bunch of free shit. It's not free if you're paying extra for it, I guess. But they had these cool-ass tie-dye Grateful Dead jersey jackets this year that are pretty thick, dude. Honestly, they were like some real-ass jackets. But we literally found the place to pick them up, got our bags of jackets or whatever. They're all sealed in a bag kind of thing. Guy walks up to us as we're opening the bags up, and he's like, "Hey guys, just wondering, can I talk to you for a second?" We're like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "I'm wondering, my wife's like a woman's medium, a men's large, a men's medium, a woman's large, and I'm trying to decide which size I'm supposed to get her. How do those fit?" And we're all look at him and we're like, I'm like, "I haven't put mine on yet. I don't know. Let's see." I don't know. I feel like this is pretty nice on me, and I'm a large. Just got a little room. He's like,
I mean,
Well,
that
the
feels.
thing was, the way that he came up, like, mind you, he approached us, like, right after we went through the line. And mind you, you have to tell the guy what size you need as you're going through.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
like, I'm looking at, I don't know, maybe, like, a men's medium or a women's large, which were the two sizes mentioned by the three members of our group. He had very clearly been standing off to the right-hand side and was just kind of like, hey, any chance you want to float me that jacket you paid for?
Oh, he was trying to buy them?
No. He was trying to
no,
get one of us to give him one of our
one.
jackets. Yes.
No, fuck
Yeah,
no.
yeah. He was trying to con you, bro.
He was trying to con you out of the
No, suck my dick, dude.
Oh boy, this is not good. I think we both just learned together that Chris cannot tell a con man from a beggar.
No, I can, but also, I wasn't giving him my jacket.
No, you shut it down by way of putting the jacket on immediately, being like, I don't know, I could see if you could go get one from the guy and tell you how this one fits.
No, straight. Okay, if you're trying to take one of our jackets, fuck no, dude. We're in a band. We gotta be matching, dude. Tell me we won't look dope as fuck showing up to a show wearing those, though. You know what I'm saying? So, fucking, anyways. No, I was too fucking stoned to fucking understand what was going on there. I was like, honestly, I think she'll be like, because I'm talking back to him. I put it on. I'm like, yeah, man, I think I'm a large. I feel like I got some extra room. So I feel like they're a little big. I think she'll be good with a medium. I think you'll be straight up. I think you're good. And then I walk off, and he's just like, "Okay, I didn't pick up all that. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm learning."
No, you
No,
played
I
it
saw
like
it
he
coming
was
from a mile
actually
away
asking.
when he started dropping the specific sizes that we had all just said to the guy. I was like, yeah, no, this is fishy.
Suck me off, dude. No, this is my jacket.
Or it was a secret shopper, and he was like just trying to get you to describe how it fits, so that way he doesn't actually have to buy it, and he can just fill out the review for it. You know what I mean?
I thought he was trying to like go figure out which size he should go try to get from them.
But that's the thing.
They had regular
They
tickets
only have them there
for people
for the
who
people
bought
who
the
purchased
tickets.
so there aren't extras.
Better get online and buy an
Holy.
extra. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, because they were. Yeah, I'm with you. So suck me off, dude. Better figure your shit out next time.
So you went to a Cards game.
I gotta
got
say
a
this
cool
too, bud.
jersey.
Before we left, we're pre-gaming. We're having a good time. We're trying to eat a little bit of stuff so that we're not hungry as shit when we're up there. You know how ballpark food is.
Yeah.
Way too expensive. I had 2 hot dogs before we left. I was just like, you know, I'm going to want hot dogs later. I'm gonna have these Nathan's dogs right now, and hopefully that'll tide me over. You know, at least I'll just get one snack later. It'll be cool. We were immediately consumed with the munchies as soon as we touched down at the baseball game, right? So I gotta go. We're looking at prices. We're pricing things out as we're going. We find a Freddy's in the stadium. We're like, Freddy's here? What's the prices like? They want $12.64 for just a burger, dude. No fries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fuck all that. We were all kind of disgusted with them. We're like, I want to walk that way. Let's see what we find. Something's calling me that way. We're never going to be over there again. We walk all the way to the end of the top rows, and at the very end is a stand that says on the very top, $5 hot dogs. Boy, I'm so excited. I look at the boys and I'm like, hey guys, let's we're not gonna get a better deal. You know what I mean? Can we hop in here?
Yeah.
He
Hey, look.
threw me under the bus, by the way, during this encounter. I almost didn't get hot dogs out of the deal because of how he phrased his.
No, I'm sorry. I would have definitely shared. Dan goes up first, gets 3. The lady in front of him said she wanted 4, and I go, oh, I gotta get 4, because now if I get less than 4, it's pussy shit. So the guy asked me, how many? And I go, 6. I didn't mean to say 6. I meant to say 4, but I said 6.
Well, and you said I got the lady with me, and so I clarified, is one of those my hot dog? And he says no, and so I have to flag the guy back down because he led the guy to believe that that was a cumulative order, and then I got another 2. This man looked like every guy pulling the hot dogs looked absolutely gobsmacked at the 6 from this motherfucker to my left.
No, and when I said I got the lady back there, I didn't point at Kelly. I like pointed to my seats, kind of thing. Because I ain't gonna lie, those 6 were for me. She definitely asked me, "Hey, are some of those?" Hey,
like I was planning to get my own until you said that part, and then you did, and then we're like, no, I was embarrassed. I would like all 6 of those dogs.
She asked me, should I get my own? And I didn't know what to say because I didn't want to, like, get a giant order and your wife asked, Kate, are we sharing?
Double down. Double down. That's what we're doing. Double down.
I kind of looked at her and I forgot about it as I looked at her and I went to pay. So basically, I did eat all 6 of those hot dogs and I felt great about it.
But you do know the game was going horribly when they would pause to
And
give live updates
on the Blues
on
game.
the Blues score on the big screen.
I felt so bad.
On the big screen.
That was crazy.
But the Blues are going to game 7.
Just because you're feeling bad here doesn't mean 2 blocks away they're feeling great.
Yeah, and we're kind of walking back to the car, that was... And everybody's driving past us, sticking their heads out, go Blues!
Well, and the honking at first was alarming, but it was just people doing
yeah, go Blues!
Yeah, they'd shout, let's go Blues thereafter. It's like, okay, cool, this is not people pissed off yet.
Yeah, give it 10 more minutes. And
yeah, I hate to see what it was like downtown 10 minutes after we left.
But
people were wild.
So, Cardinals, get your shit together. What was that? And then
4 pitchers. 4 pitchers we went through.
What the fuck was
4?
that?
4.
How far have the Cards fallen? Because when I was a kid, that was their World Series decades. Where they basically owned it. You know,
it's a wonder that our head coach remains our head coach with how much people hate him.
Yeah,
like he's been public enemy number 1 for the last 3 years.
Well, when you have dirt on the owner, you can get a lot of things done.
Yeah.
Pure speculation, but I think it's true.
That's what I hear.
From my inside baseball community. Okay. Outside of that, Chris and Dr. Evil have been working our asses off, just trying to get as many rehearsals and then as much shit done as we can before we leave. We're all both stressed out. We have too much on our plates, and shit, it's taking its toll. And Dr. Evil's got a bit of a resting eye twitch because of all the stress.
I look one step away from snapping at any given point in time.
Just resting eye twitch 24/7. This is day 5. So we're ready for Costa Rica, baby. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm. I understand, man. I understand. I don't know. Right now, Dr. Evil, I apologize, but I have an image of what cartoon show is it from? I want to say it's Foster's Imaginary Orphan Home or whatever.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Yeah, you got it.
Yes, that one. And it's there's a witch lady in there, and she would come out and scream at Foster, and her eye would twitch every once in a while, and that's what I just imagined for Dr. Evil, and it's a terrible, terrible thought.
You're not far off.
That's
about right.
That's our hell, dude. It's our hell. I prefer to think of Wilt, the tall basketball player. with the one crooked eye. No, I'm sorry. You're my crooked little flower. I love you. You know, there we go. Don't tell my wife. Let's see here.
Alrighty. Well, so the cards game last night. Anything? I mean, you leave for Costa Rica next weekend, so
Next Friday and
next Friday. I leave
Nothing.
Thursday. And then, so any other big plans for this weekend other than just house projects and
I'm gonna
stuff?
go take down a tree as soon as we're off the podcast. I gotta go fell a tree, and then trying to sneak a rehearsal in and maybe a party. We'll see what's happening. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
and then let's talk comedy news, man. I know we both gonna be traveling next week. We got to give the fans what they need. They need to know what's the latest hippie haps with the comedy scene. So
Tom Segura is playing a Garth Brooks adjacent character in a short sketch series coming up. Tina Fey, I guess, is dropping limited comedy series as well. There was a comedian, I want to say by the name of Ruth Buzzy, who passed away.
oh.
And those are the main articles that I was seeing on a light leaf through this morning.
So, okay, Tom Segura's got a Netflix sketch show.
I don't know if it's Netflix, but
I
there's
think
a
it
sketch
is.
series wherein he's playing a very... They don't explicitly say Garth Brooks, but it is
Damn
very
if it
much
don't look
meant
like
to
it.
be.
Yeah. I see the
I
trailer
am
for that.
only okay with this. Well, I'm okay with this. I think Tom will do great. But I am only fully on board if Tom's catchphrase for that character is "the bodies are here." You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I was seeing something to the extent of like the character is kidnapping people and putting them in awful situations to give content for or for country songs.
That's fun.
Where are the bodies at, Garth?
Yeah.
Tina
That's
Fey's
awesome.
releasing her own sketch comedy adjacent thing too. He said.
That's what it sounded like. Hold on, let me get some details.
I know
for
the
you
Tom
real quick.
Segura one's going to be on Netflix. It's going to be kind of a big deal, and it sounded like it had a lot of Austin comics casted in it. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, so Tina Fey's is a Netflix release called The Four Seasons.
Okay. Netflix really putting in the work on the comedy this year. I'll say that. Seems like they're sponsoring more and more. Or maybe that's just a tell of the times, and that comedy is getting popular in the scene again, you know? In the realm of popularism or whatever.
And then in the realm of St. Louis police can't stop the infighting.
Yes, actually, Dr. Evil wanted to tell you about this, Ty. This is some crazy shit. Shout out to St. Louis for being batshit crazy.
So, a sheriff out of St. Louis is facing a restraining order against a former deputy. So, Deputy Daryl Wilson says he can't get Sheriff Alfred Montgomery to leave him alone since he's left the sheriff's office. It's the same one who he claimed disarmed him outside of a security job in South City. On April 16th, Alfred Montgomery unexpectedly showed up at Wilson's latest job, where he now works as a county court bailiff. Apparently, Montgomery showed up with his security team, making their way through the courthouse all the way up to the 5th floor, where Wilson's new boss works. Wilson says he got a call that his old boss was there, and he says he was pulled into an office with the former sheriff. During the encounter, Wilson claims Montgomery accused him of trying to convince city workers to move over to the county. So yeah, basically this man just keeps showing up at this guy's place of work trying to make his life suck.
Ty, are you there? Okay.
I mean, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, and one thing from that article that Kelly left out is that this isn't the first job that this has been happening at. He got let go from his last job because, again, this same sheriff has come in to pull him out and harassed him at his job, and they didn't want it.
Okay, so that was
Ooh.
from like April 29th. This one's from like 3 days ago, so I think this is like the day later. But yeah. Our attorney said it could be grounds for Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's removal from office. Video recorded by Fox 2 showed a marked St. Louis sheriff's vehicle pulling up to an elementary school to pick up 2 young children. We're told it's an everyday pattern. We documented it ourselves for 3 days. The same deputy sergeant showed up each time taking children for fast food one day before driving them to the building where their father works. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard, former St. Louis Sheriff's Captain
What the
Neil
fuck?
Hogan said. He used to be in charge of deputies' use of vehicle. You can't have a deputy on the clock doing personal errands for him. Former Sheriff Vernon Betts said that's illegal. They're not getting paid to be a babysitter. That's like stealing time. Don't just take it from former sheriff and employee. Attorney Beavis Schock described the sheriff's behavior as, quote, lawless.
So is he picking up his own? What I'm confused on the current sheriff is forcing the other guy to go pick up his kids and take them for food and stuff, or what's going on?
Let's see.
How are the kids getting drug into this? This is fucked up.
Yeah, it sounds almost like, I don't know if they said specifically that Montgomery was the one doing it, but someone from the sheriff's office is certainly doing this. And it sounds like they're calling for his ousting. But that's not exactly surprising. Also, I do believe that this is the same,
The same
The
one
same
that
guy.
the file cabinet
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
the same guy.
Unhinged, bro.
The same guy that we've been talking about. I've been following this play-by-play religiously for weeks now. This is wild.
So, St. Louis PD, unhinged and lawless. I'm not fucking around down there. Tyson, you still there, bud?
Yeah, I'm still here. Like, why hasn't this guy sued him yet? Like, I mean, he's lost a couple jobs over this. He's
He's within
grounds
his
to,
right,
like,
for sure. For sure. That's insane, ain't it? You're. Okay.
I mean,
blown
and
away.
also, like, if it's gone this far, like, we should start TPing. Like, they should start TPing each other's houses and shit. You know what I mean? Like, bring this. If we're gonna be so middle school about this, we might as well do some pranks too.
You're right. Right.
Good old instant mashed potatoes on the front yard right before it's about to rain.
Oh fuck yeah, let's go.
Oh man. So there's some local St. Louis news to let you know that shit's just as wacky here as everywhere else in America right now.
St. Louis cops do the darndest things.
They really do. They driving into churches, shit.
I don't know. Let me tell you where I'm at with the news right now. I ended up on Fox News, and these headlines are pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, let's go. Give me a couple.
Nikki Glazer is scared she will not be let back into the country due to Trump jokes.
Seriously?
Feel like that's a bit of an over-exaggeration.
Yeah.
But Trump is known to be petty. But that crosses so many lines. I don't know. That's a sticky one. And then Pete Davidson says young people don't have a shot at finding love.
Okay.
I don't know. It's the headlines on FoxNews.com shows a very different life that I don't see in reality. We're going to get away from that. I apologize for that wormhole, everybody.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Thank you.
Anything from podcasts you've got for now?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Don't got a whole lot from podcasts because I've been so fucking busy, dude.
Well, the
Wasn't listening to much.
Best Nolo lineup is starting to drop.
Yeah, Skankfest New Orleans looks like it's going to be dope, but what you finna do? Of course, it's going to be dope. Had Elle King, former country star, daughter of Rob Schneider, on Legion of Skanks Story Wars this week. That was fun. I thought that was, she wasn't gonna fit in or have a good time or something. I thought she must be a Skanks fan, dude. She was right in it with everybody. For a country singer, songwriter, he had a pretty good sense of humor. But that's about what I got on the news.
At least as far as we watched, it went better than Ric Flair on Kill Tony. So.
So, all right, brother. You be safe on your traveling to Brazil. I hope you have what? Oh, Savage of the Week. It's totally Ty's week for Savage of the Week. Am I
Nope.
right?
Lies. Your week,
You're
brother.
so full of shit. I did it last week. We had Schweitzer on.
No,
I
I covered your ass last week. You ain't getting out of this.
Dr. Evil, is this your week? No, I'm playing. Is this
Busted.
Savage of the Week this week is
Terry, for volunteering to watch our insane cats while we're out of town.
You know what? Yeah, my mom, who's going to be watching the cats, please don't let them kill each other. You know, that's, and shit on the floor. That's their new thing. We changed up their schedule on when they're eating. Same amount of food, just less feedings. And their new thing is shitting on the floor in protest. So, cats, you know?
Yeah.
We could
yeah. Okay.
also make the Savage of the Week the Pope just because. If you wanted.
Nah, I mean, that.
We didn't have one between when the Pope died and now, so I mean.
Do we have a new pope?
No, I don't think we talked
No,
about it.
that's what I was
because
saying. Because we have no pope. All sins are on the table right now. It's like a free-for-all.
He did that for us.
I want them to go
He did that
crazy.
for us. Shout out,
He did that for
shout
us.
out Pope Francis.
Shout
Savage.
out Frankie.
I want Cat Williams to be the next pope. That would be dope. That would be awesome.
Our next cat